Hello everyone, a very good morning to all. So far among the acids and bases, this is your unit 2 and we have discussed all the six concepts, that is Arrhenius concept, Bronsted-Lowry, third one was the Lewis acid-base concept, fourth one was the Lux plus, fifth one was Isanovich and fifth one was the solvent system concept. Now we know that different types of acids and bases can be explained on the basis of one or more of these six concepts. So mostly all the compounds are covered under these six systems of acids and bases. So next, we need to know how to measure the relative strengths of acids and bases. So, according to the Bronsted concept, the strength of protonic acids. So, this is a very effective way for measuring the strength of protonic acids. The strength of protonic acids can be, or we can say, Bronsted acid can be known via the measurement of pKa and pKb value. So we'll get to know about the pKa and pKb value just in a while. So firstly, I would like to take up this reaction. That is, this is a dissociation of acid. Anything which is an acid will dissociate to give H positive and A negative. This is the anion and this is the cation, and H positive. If it is releasing H positive, that means it is an acid. So if we want to write the equilibrium constant, and the strength of uh, this acid will depend upon the tendency to dissociate. That is, if the acid is strong, that means the equilibrium is going to be towards the right side, and if the acid is weak, the equilibrium will lie on the left side. So if we want to write the equilibrium constant for this reaction, so the equilibrium constant will take the form Ka, or this can also be called not the equilibrium constant, actually it is dissociation constant or the ionization constant. So this can be written in this form. Equilibrium constant is actually written only at the equilibrium. So this is dissociation constant or the ionization constant. So this is the concentration of H positive, concentration of the anion, and concentration of the acid. So more the value of Ka, stronger is going to be the acid. As more the value of the H positive and A negative concentration. That means more is the dissociation. That means more is going to be the value of dissociation constant. So more is the value of Ka, more is going to be the strength of the acid. But better measurement for the acidic strength cannot be done in the form of Ka. We need a different value, that is pKa, which is a better measuring, which provides a better measuring scale for the strength of acid than for bases it is actually pKb, for acids it is pKa. So pKa values can be positive, can be negative based upon the strength of the acids. More negative values means the acid is, we'll discuss this later. Actually pKa is equal to negative logarithm of this dissociation constant. That means more the pKa value, lower is going to be the pKa. So lower the pKa value, that means stronger is going to be the acid. So more negative, that means more negative values of pKa means acid is very, very strong, and positive values of pKa means, and high positive values means acid is weak. So similarly for basis, if we want to calculate, this is the dissociation reaction, this is the dissociation constant, which we wrote for the acid dissociation also. Here from here pKb can be calculated, that is, it is going to be negative logarithm of Kb, that is ionization constant. So more is the pKa, that means weaker is the acid, and lower is the value. More negative value means stronger is going to be the base. So this is how the acidic and basic strengths are measured in the form of pKa and pKb. Now we'll be discussing the general trends in acidic strength. Now we'll take up different cases for measure for the comparative acidic strength. How the acidic strength can be related to the nature of the compound. We'll be discussing about these points, that how the acidic strength is related to the nature of the compound, its molecular structure, bonding, and position in periodic table. So first case which we are going to discuss is the strength of hydroacids. Hydroacids are, these are the hydroacids where hydrogen is directly bonded to these elements. So here is the group 14, group 15, group 16, and group 17. Here in the green color, we have the pKa values for all the acids. If these are behaving acids, methane is having the maximum pKa value. That means it is a weakest acid, and HF in the, if we go along the period, HF is having lowest value for pKa. That means in this series, it is the strongest acid, and down the group, if we move down, the pKa value is going more and more negative. That means acidic strength is increasing down the group. So now we'll be discussing that why these are the what are the reasons for these trends in the period and the group based upon these properties. So first case which we are going to discuss, the acidic strength of methane, ammonia, water, and HF. So the from the pKa values, it is clear that pKa value is decreasing. That means acidic strength is increasing. So the order is this. So actually, pKa acidic strength depends upon two factors: size of the central line and electronegativity of the central atom. So here we can see that this is movement along the period. This is the second period. We are moving along the period. So along the period, the size is actually decreasing and electronegativity is increasing. If we talk about the second period, there is a decrease in size and electronegativity is increasing as we move from carbon to fluorine. So in general, with increase in electronegativity, increase in ionic character is there. That means the dissociation of HA is facilitated, that means the release of H positive is facilitated if we increase the electronegativity. More is the electronegativity of the element present with hydrogen, more is going to be the acidic strength, and more is the size of the anion, because with increase in size of anion, what is happening is the with increase in the size of the anion, this is going to be the conjugate base. That means electron density for the anion is decreasing with increasing size. That means the conjugate base is going to be weak. That means acid is going to be the strongest. So with increase in size of the anion, acidic strength is increasing. So with the increase of both, acidic strength is increasing. Now here size is decreasing and electronegativity is increasing. Now as we move along the period, decrease in size is not much, but increase in electronegativity is very appreciable. So for this series, particularly the series, we take the case as A. So in this case, increase in electronegativity is much more pronounced and prominent than decrease in size. So this is the reason behind the increasing acidic strength as we move from carbon to fluorine in the case of hydroacid is the increase in electronegativity, because decreasing size is compensated with the increase in electronegativity, and overall increase in acidic strength is dependent upon the more increase in electronegativity rather than decrease in size. So second case is that of the third period. Here also the electronegativity is electronegativity is increasing, size is decreasing, and acidic strength is increasing. That means here also the reason behind increasing acidic strength is electronegativity. Now if we see these two groups, group 16 and group 17, here the pKa values are decreasing as we are moving down the group. Here sizes are increasing, but electronegativity is decreasing for both the groups as we move down the group. So here what is happening, the increase in size is much more pronounced in comparison to the decrease in electronegativity. So that means when we are talking about the acidic strength in the group, the size factor is more prominent, and when we talk about this in the trend, talk about the trend in period, then electronegativity factor is winning. So that is why the reason for acidic strength is that, and the also based upon these reasons, this can be the acidic strength, observed acidic strength, which is clear from the pKa values, is very much clear. Further, we can also explain here for group 17, for fluorine, bromine, and iodine, electronegativity values are written and size values are also written. Size is in angstrom, and this is the electronegativity scale for fluorine. And if we compare the electronegativity of fluorine and iodine. Decrease in electronegatividity is not much. The increase in size is more than double, but decrease in electronegatividity is not is decrease is less than 50%. So that means size is more prominent. Size is having more uh, predominance over the electronegatividity factor when we talk about the acidic strength in groups. So this order of acidic strength can further be explained based upon the energies involved in the generation of H positive from the hydroacids of halogens. If we use the Born-Fajan-Haber cycle, which where all the energies involved in the acidic strength for the generation of H positives are involved, let us see. So based upon that also we can explain the order of acidic strength of hydroacids, which is out of which the Hi, that is hydrogen iodide, is having the highest acidic strength, and HF is having the lowest least acidic strength. So this is the reaction where acidic strength is being measured, out of which pK value was calculated. So for this thing, what are the reactions involved? So firstly, HX aqueous is to be converted to HX gas. That means dehydration energy is required. Second step is going to be the dissociation of this HX molecule in the gaseous state. So dissociation energy would be required. And next, hydrogen in the gaseous state will require the ionization energy for the ionization of the electron, outermost electron. That means ionization energy is required. And X is going to release electron affinity to gain one, as it gains one electron, so electron affinity is there. And the last thing is H positive gaseous, which is formed in this step, and X negative gaseous is then undergoing, both are undergoing hydration and get converted to the aqueous H positive and X negative, which are required, which is required from the overall reaction which is mentioned here. So these are the 5 steps involved. So overall delta H, if we see, there are 5 types of energies are involved, that is dehydration energy, dissociation energy, ionization energy, electron affinity, and finally dehydration energy. So out of these, dehydration energy, dissociation energy, and the ionization energy are the energies which are required for these steps to follow, and these are being given the positive sign, and these are the energies released. So electron affinity is released, and hydration energy is also the energy released. So these are given the negative sign here. So if from all these energy, if delta H is going to be negative, more negative value means more feasible is the reaction. If we overall delta H is for this reaction, so more the value of delta H is more negative, the value of delta H is more is going to be the release of H positive. That means more is going to be the strength of the acid. So here are the overall delta H values for different hydroacids for the belonging to the group 17. So all the values are negative. Firstly, this thing can be clearly seen that all the values are negative. That means all the hydroacids, all the moieties, all these HF, HCl, HBr, and HI are behaving as acids because the energies are negative. Secondly, we can see that the negative value is increasing as we move from HF, then HCl, then HBr, and it is found to be maximum for HBr, and then it is in comparison to HBr, it is less for HI. So from here we can see that the actual order should be HF is having HBr is having maximum acidic strength, then HI, then HCl, then HF. But actual order which we have observed from other factors is HI is having maximum acidic strength. Here in these considerations, we have not considered the delta S values, that is entropy changes we have not considered. Now if we consider the entropy changes, the entropy changes are not, the consideration of entropy changes is the tedious process, and that is not concerned with your syllabus. So you just have to memorize these things, this order based upon the delta H value, and just the HI is having highest acidic strength. And if we consider the entropy changes also, then the order gets rectified and the actual order becomes this. Third explanation is also there for this, which is based upon the strength of the conjugate base. Now more stronger the acid, weaker is going to be its corresponding conjugate basis. We have already discussed. So based upon this, these are the conjugate bases of the corresponding hydroacids, and here are the ionic sizes. Now, more these ionic sizes, lower is going to be the electron density. So ionic size for I negative is maximum. That means its electron density is minimum. So if electron density is minimum, that means its strength is minimum, because strength of the anion, strength of the bases is for anions, more is the strength if more is the electron density. Now electron density is minimum, that means strength is going to be minimum. That means its conjugate, its acid for which it is a conjugate base is going to be the having the highest strength among all the acids. So this based upon this, the trend becomes HI is the most acidic, then HBr, then HCl, then HF. So similar explanation is there for this for the group 16 hydroacids. So these three explanations are valid for group 16 hydroacids also. So that is it for this video. So here we have discussed the strength of hydroacids of and the variation in period and as well as group. So that is it. Thank you so much. In the next video, we'll be discussing about the acidic strength of oxo acids. So for this video, we're stopping here.